Spain is doubling down on taxing the rich with a so-called solidarity tax on 23,000 super wealthy people.
Here's a summary of the article.
Two crossed lines that form an X. It indicates a way to close an interaction, or dismiss a notification. It indicates an expandable section or menu, or sometimes previous, next navigation options. Homepage home. It indicates an expandable section or menu, or sometimes previous, next navigation options. The 30th of September 2022 T 12 hours 54 minutes and 19 seconds Z. A bookmark. Download the app.
This post received a score of 32,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Spain definitely needs it, and by it I mean money. Let's see what happens. Perhaps with this newfound money they can attack the root of the problem.
Rich Spaniards moving their residence to Andorra in 3, 2, 1.
They already did. Tennis, football and basketball players plus some big influencers have been moving for a while.
The only problem is that Andorra has nothing to offer but mountains and low taxes.
And rich Spanish people, apparently.
Nothing to offer.
They're quietly building the Whole Foods, Starbucks, and golf courses while people aren't looking. Wouldn't want to have another Aspen on their hands.
And then they import a few peasants to work at those places and the cycle repeats.
It will be interesting to see the ramifications on the rest of the world with Spain and UK adopting such polarized policies at nearly the same time.
The UK's approach certainly hasn't gone down well. It tanked the strength of the pound almost immediately, and there's talk of a referendum for an early election. Fuck the greed in this country.
Tories. Referendums are actually non-binding.
Lol. Meanwhile in the US Republicans, elections are actually not necessary. This is a silly band-aid to a bigger problem. It won't hurt, but it won't remotely fix the real problem. Fix it for real by getting the EU to crush fiscal paradises, getting the EU to work on a shared fiscal system. What's the point of this stupid tax if I can just sign some papers and say fuck it?
It would be great, but getting everyone to buy into a shared fiscal system seems impossible.
Western Europe already grumbles about Eastern Europe members as it is. A complete shared fiscal system would make them riot.
Greater than getting the EU to work on a shared fiscal system. Western Europe doesn't care about East EU members financially. They're doing great and are the motor of future EU economic growth. What Western Europe is bitching about is the deconstruction of democracy in East EU.
Super rich. Oh boy, here I go moving again.
Yup. It is only when governments unites and decides to have united tax policy that we will be able to get OU hands on those rich eels. Any countries not adhering to the tax reform should be hit by sanctions. Countries circumventing sanctions should have sanctions too. You know, I know, everybody know the dice are loaded.
All the governments can barely agree on what to get for lunch at a UN meeting, let alone come up with a global tax wealth plan.
Cries in British English.
All rich Spaniards will move to England.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.